You know what? I love guns like these. You know why? Because it means people at Bungie are thinking. They're really thinking. And I know this gun kind of looks similar to Red Death, but forget cosmetics. I like the fact that they took a pulse rifle and they put it in hand cannon form. That's some good shit right there. That's good gaming. That's somebody over there that is coming up with some ideas saying, hey man, what if we just merge the two? And that's fucking genius. Now the problem is with this gun is that I try to treat it too much like a hand cannon the entire time I played with it. So this play style that you're seeing in front of you, disregard it. You want to use this hand cannon like a pulse rifle, and as you begin to see some of this gameplay throughout this video, you'll start to see the cogs in my own brain starting to process that this is actually a pulse rifle despite it saying hand cannon. Now the archetype that it falls under is the 386 round per minute archetype, which essentially falls between the 360 and 450 archetypes of our pulse rifles. Yes, that's what we're going to compare it to. So essentially it falls between what a last perdition and a nightshade be, and actually the damage that it falls into it pretty much aligns itself with what that archetype would be damaging. So it makes sense. It all makes sense. So let me discuss real quick the exotic perk for this weapon as well as this trait. Intrinsically, it says banned weapon, which means this weapon just fires a 3-round burst. And then moving on to Cruel Remedy, kills with this weapon heal the wielder. Precision kills also refill the magazine. So kills with the weapon, heal the wielder. That's extremely nice. It's something that, and it's not like an instant heal, but it happens very fast. So it gets your health back very quickly, and very much so that you can continue to keep doing your fights, keep going through your gunfights, and assisting your teammates. And the question that's been asked is this weapon op? Is it OP? Is it wrecking everybody in Crucible? Well, on the scale of 1 to Prometheus, no, it's not. Prometheus is definitely still dominating everything, which is why these weapons here lately have been kind of hard to review, because Prometheus is just, it's the go-to weapon, man. It is the weapon to be using, and everything else just bows down to it. But no, this gun is good, guys. Just basing this weapon up against the rest of our Crucible weapons, I think it's pretty solid. I think it has a learning curve, a very steep one, and I think once you get past the fact that it's not a hand cannon, despite it saying hand cannon, it's more of a pulse rifle, you'll be just fine. And a lot of times when you're in that mid-range, you kind of scratch your head and think a hand cannon can't land that shot. And it's not that this gun is going to land that shot better than pulse rifle, but it lands it better than most hand cannons. And so the only other downside of this gun that I see is that damage fall off does seem to affect this gun more so than what it would if it was just a outright pulse rifle, and so that's unfortunate. So it seems to be subjected to the things that hand cannons are subjected to. The upside is it's got a shit ton of stability and a crap ton of range. Overall, guys, I like the weapon, and I'm more of a fan of this gun because it is Bungie thinking outside of the box and doing something a little different here. And this may actually turn into something in the future. We actually might be looking at pulse rifle hand cannons. We're gonna have to come up with a different name than that, though. This is terrible. Nomenclature is horrible for this right now because we're all confusing ourselves like shit. Now, PvE, how did this weapon work for us? Well, the gun was okay, but it's definitely not a DPS dealer for bosses or pretty much anything. To me, I treated the gun more or less, hey, I need a heal, I'm in a bit of a bind, let me go ahead and get a heal off. I kind of treated it the way we always treated Red Death, you know, way back when during the Dark Below, you know, I kind of kept Red Death around just for those moments that I needed to get that health boost right back. And so that's kind of what Crimson falls under, is that, hey, you need a little bit of health back, boom, go ahead and pop it out, go ahead and get a couple kills off, which makes me wonder what the raid layer may be. There may actually be more use for this weapon than what I'm actually seeing here in PvE, but overall, it's not really a DPS weapon in any way. It's more or less just one of those to just kind of help you just specifically because it has a good trait. Well, guys, that is Crimson. That is your hand cannon. I would say definitely pick it up, try it out for yourself, tell me what you feel about it. Wait until Prometheus has its reign before you make too many judgment calls on the rest of our exotics. I know we can't really compare these weapons to Prometheus right now, but it is what it is. Fellas, as always, thank you so much for coming and watching. If you haven't checked out my other exotic reviews today, we reviewed Jade Rabbit, Prometheus. I'll put them in the description below, as well as the cards above. Feel free to check them out. Guys, as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.